Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't see the page on YouTube.
Like
Shalom,
I can
Yashra.
see our video.
Well,
Like I see our video.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
see
but
our
you
video,
but you said yeah,
but it doesn't say
but
that
you
we're
said it.
live.
Oh, you said it cut itself, right? At the
Yeah,
3 hours or
3 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah.
whatever. Okay, well, I guess
You
this
might
is
have to
gonna
like.
be.
Yeah, you might have to like start like the whole thing over.
No, not necessarily, because the other one is gonna
Oh,
upload
okay.
itself.
No, it says we're live. Hold on. Hold on. It
Yeah, but
says.
this is now because I just went live just now.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So it's on the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. This is the second part, I guess. So, Shalom Yashra, welcome to the live again. We had technical issues with this new format that we're trying and using. So I guess we're not gonna go back to this thing. We're gonna stick with StreamYard. I think that's better. But yeah, I don't know where we were what we were talking about. Where you guys were left off.
Well, the brother Ashar was about to start asking us questions.
Oh, yeah. I hope brothers don't think that I took this live so that we don't answer the questions. Somebody's gonna say that. Somebody's gonna come out and say, "You see, the ancient watchmen didn't want to answer questions, so they took the life out. See, bunch of cowards." I bet you. I bet some of them are gonna say that.
Yeah,
You already know it.
I'm on YouTube, but it doesn't. I don't see the live right now. Do you see it, brother Issachar?
Let's see. Well, no, not a live one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see the a live one.
It's the old one.
So
Because
the
we
old
never.
one is probably.
Yeah, we never. Like I said, we never signed
Ended it.
off. I just walked away from the computer real quick, and I came back and I heard you.
Man, I hope it doesn't get lost, bro. I hope it doesn't.
No, it's
This
on.
thing
Look,
doesn't.
the one that we just did, the 3 hour and 40. It was 3 hours and 43 minutes, and it just cut off.
Yeah, but I don't see it
It
here though.
says right here. It says it streamed 10 minutes ago. That's what I'm saying. So that
Oh,
video that we just did
yeah,
today,
I'm seeing.
it's recorded, but the one we're doing right now is not. You would have to like start it all over.
Yeah, I think because it would have been a notification right now. You know what I'm saying? Or it would say live, but it's not. It started over, Shamar.
Where's my phone? Oh, the baby had it. The baby took it. I'm telling you, she is such a little sneaky little thing. Yeah, I know you took it. I know you took it, little baby boo. Where you put my phone? Where you put that daddy's phone? Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, shalom, bro. Man,
Like
yeah, I
I
don't
said,
like this at
I think
all.
we have to. I think we have to sign out of this, and then you have to start it all over again.
We're good now.
Oh, you're on?
Yeah, we're good. We rocking.
Sign out
Good.
of this, and then you have to start it all over. Okay, yeah, we are. We're live now. I think we have to. We're good now.
Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, we're live.
But anyway, man, I don't know where we left off. But welcome back to life. This is gonna be part two. Yeah, we apologize for the technical issues that we're having with this software that we're using. It's new. We wanted to try it out because our previous live podcast service, they cut our hours. We only have 1 hour left on the other one, so we have to reuse or use another one, which is this one right here, which is giving us a lot of trouble. But we're here back. We're back. Shalom. I don't know if we're gonna be able to go for another 3 hours, but we wanted to do like like a second part for brothers that were on here before, and they want to hear the questions that brother Ashar was asking, and we want to make a statement that we're not running from the questions. Just brothers don't lie on us and start slandering our names, saying, "You see, the ancient watchman doesn't want to answer questions. That's why they deleted that live feed or whatever." That's not what happened. That's not the issue. What's happening is that we're having issues with this technical issue. So welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the live, brother. Brother Asha was asking about the gypsies and so on and so forth. So, brother, if you're still there, bring yourself in. I'm gonna share the link for brothers to join back into the chat room. Shalom.
Call it again. Hey, Shamar.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, King. You know what we should try to do? We should try to bring
What?
some of the gente from the Israelitas de Nuevo Pato. You should try to bring them on a live y para hablar con ellos, and you could translate. Just bring some more information out. I was trying to message some of them that have YouTube channels, pero
Yeah.
tú puedes hablar
Yeah,
más.
that's the plan, brother. That's the plan. We've been working on the plan. The thing about them is that they're very there's a
Secretive.
lot of politics involved within that organization. There's a lot of, especially within the rankings of the Levites, because they're very protective over the congregation from anybody else that's trying to come in or bring other doctrines, so on and so forth. I've talked to some of the elders already 2 years ago.
Okay.
I had conversations with them. I told them that we need. I would like to have an interview with one of the elders there, but they told me like I have to do it in person. I have to actually go to the land of Peru and actually do it there. So, most I willing, we have a brother that is gonna travel down there, and most I willing, he's gonna meet with the elders and maybe perhaps have an interview with them. But I'm gonna try to see if I can bring in some brothers from that congregation so that they can speak on the aspects of that we've been saying or sharing when we say that they're the group of people that began this great awakening of our people back there, back home, down there in Peru, 15 to 20 years prior to the so-called Negroes, West Africans, pushing these one West ideology onto the people.
That's correct.
So, so we have that movement down there. So, most I willing, we're gonna bring a brother or two brothers in. I'm gonna see what I can do. Have a conversation with them and stuff, and send out the word, because we gotta send out that word down there and warn our people down there to keep an eye by the infiltration of a lot of these Hamites within the ranks of Israel. So it happened before, it's happening again. So it's nothing new under the sun.
That's right. Like you said, most high willing, brother. Hey, it'd be not even if you could go out there, brother. We could get some feria together, man, and send your ass out there.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the goals, bro. I think one of the brother that wants to travel down there, he invited me already to come with him and travel to South America to meet the congregation. And then one of my dreams is to actually meet them during one of the feast days, because when they gather themselves in the land of Peru, they gather themselves on the thousands. There's thousands upon thousands of them coming in to keep the feast of Passover.
I see.
And then the thousands, now their members rank in the millions, and they're everywhere. They're in Venezuela, they're in Peru, they're in Costa Rica, they're in Chile, they're in Ecuador, they're in China, bro. I think they're coming to you to the United States, which is a good thing. And so you have this great movement of our people that began prior to the One West, and then that movement in South America is actually bigger than these One West American camps. But obviously, the camps. This is why back in the day when Rabbi Matthew and Rabbi Ford were teaching about these things, and then later on they created the Commandment Keepers, And then from there you have Rabbi, what is it called? Abba Vivens. Abba Vivens is the one that began this notion that, listen, those people over there, the so-called indigenous, they're also Israelites, right? And
Right.
so that's when they started teaching that we are Israel. But not after the fact that they put themselves above the stars of heaven, putting themselves
Right.
as the tribe of what? The tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Levi, which is what? The kingship line, the line of the priest, and the line of the armies, which is the Benjamites, which was the greatest army that Judah had, right? So that's why they wanted to put themselves above the stars of heaven, just like Esau did. The so-called white men did put themselves above the stars of heaven, so on and so forth. So this
Right.
is what the camps did. They think that they kind of beat us to the Great Awakening, when in fact we actually beat them to the Great Awakening, which began 15 years, 20 years prior to the so-called Negroes, and so on
That's
and so
correct.
forth. So
That's correct, man. Yeah. It's beautiful, man. We need to. That'd be nice, man. Like you said, Lord willing, bring some information, um, up to the surface. Let it bubble up to the top, and let it be known, bro. Ojalá.
yeah, there's no halal, bro. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Just like when we began this war on Canaan, bro. A lot of brothers don't understand how this whole thing began. It began after the blood moon in 2017. After the blood moon that happened in 2017 or 2019. Yeah, 2019, bro. 2017. I forgot, man. I think it's 2018. That's when the blood moon happened, and that blood moon was carrying Mars with it. When you study the heavens, you see that that blood moon was carrying Mars. Now Mars has got the god of war, and that was basically the sign that the Most High gave us to start this war on Canaan, because the planet Mars symbolizes blood and warfare, and that's exactly how we began this war. And so on, and then this whole thing exploded right after that, and that's what we hear. And a lot of the camps, they know who we are. They know who Savega is. They know who the ancient watchman is, and they know what we stand for. And then they know what we teach, and we know they know that the blades that we have are blades that are gonna go counterattack their doctrines and their falsehood and all these other things. This is why they don't want to deal with them. This is why every time we're alive, you got a lot of these brothers that are running their mouths on the comment section. They're running their mouths on the comment boards on Facebook. They're running their mouths on the comment boards on my Instagram account, and so on and so forth. They never have the balls to actually come in and actually have a discussion with a lot of things and the nonsense that they teach. Instead, they want to do lessons on the side without actually addressing us and tagging us, so that we can
Right.
actually come and actually deal with them, righteously according to the law. They don't want to do that. Why? Because they're a bunch of cowards. Their lies have been exposed. Their doctrines have been exposed. Their man-made doctrines have been exposed. We're still exposing their doctrines. They can actually, if their life depended on it, they cannot actually show us who the Canaanites are today. Why? Because all the information, all the historical facts, and all the prophecies concerning who Canaan is, it points back to them and who they are, and that's what they hate us. That's exactly why they hate us.
Right. You're bringing it out. Right. Right. You know what? I thought it was a little weird. Well, yeah, weird, and that what I was telling you about earlier, that I did GMS when they made a video, right, and it was about the hidden ones and this and the other, and I comment on the comment board, and I said Psalms 38, Psalms 83. Is that right? 83, huh?
Yeah, Psalm 33.
And they deleted my comment, bro. And so I went on my other work phone and got on a different a different account, and I said, why you deleting the homies comment? And they keep deleting it. So I was like, now that's why I'm getting into my mind, bro, that they get mad when you guys bring out this instead of righteously going back and forth, a back and forth conversation like a human being, right? Without yelling and getting mad. I understand we got to lift up our voice, but not to the point where we're cursing at each other. We want to bring just all the information out, right? But now it seems like that's the truth hurts, so they're getting mad, right? And so, like I said, man, they deleted my message. Why? because that's that the truth. They don't want nobody else to start looking into that box of worms there. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a scripture. It's a beautiful scripture that we always bring out in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33. I think it's verse 1, when it talks about uh, what is it called? How beautiful.
Here, let me bring it out for us.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 1.
Let's see.
I don't know. When it talks about how beautiful you are, O Israel, the hope of the salvation, and when it talks about, it says that and your enemies will be found liars unto thee, and you shall tread upon their high places. Look that up. You know,
Okay.
your enemies shall be found liars. Look it up. Your
Okay.
enemies shall be found liars, and ye shall tread under high places. That's what it says.
Okay. Come on. Okay. Let's see. It sound like Deuteronomy 33 and 29, maybe?
Yeah, read that. Let's see what it says.
Okay, it says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is
That's
like."
it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
come on.
yeah. That's it.
All right.
Read that with power. Read that with power, bro. Let it be known,
Happy art thou, O
bro.
Israel.
Sound that voice, bro.
Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
You see, our enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and we will tread, or maybe when it says tread, it's talking about we will destroy. We will step on all their high places, right? So,
Right.
so the thing is, the Mosai is telling us through the mouth of Moses, "Happy art thou, O Israel." Right? Why are we happy? Because we found all our enemies doing what? Lying unto ourselves. And so we are happy that we find them to be liars, right? And so now that we find them to be liars, what are we supposed to do? Tread under high places. They destroy their high places. Shah, right? That's what it means to destroy. So that's why we're happy. Happy art thou, O Israel. Who is the strength of your excellency? Who is the weapon of war? Right? The spirit of the Most High. That's the weapon. Right? And then your enemies shall be found liars. Well, we found them to be liars. We found a lot of these camps, a lot of Yahanas, a lot of GMSs, a lot of these camps, IUCPK, IUIC, to be a bunch of merchants, to be a bunch of liars, to be twisting the scriptures, to be following men and man-made doctrines, to be adding unto Torah, to be taken away from Torah. We have found them doing all these things. All these things have been found doing by them.
Right. And they bicker amongst themselves a lot, man. This camp does this camp does that. It's ridiculous, right? Like you said, they're going against the Torah every day, right?
Stop, I want to get to bed.
Oh. But yeah, they fight against themselves all the time, man. All these different camps.
Yeah, well, exactly. So a lot of like we tell brothers and sisters that are coming into this movement of One West and their One West Semitic doctrine, that this whole One West began with a seed. That seed was planted in the ground, and that seed grew out to be this tree. And this tree has what? Branches and leaves. Well, what are those branches? Well, these branches are the different factions that came out of the old school of the 1960s, the West thing, right? Well, these factions grew up to be a tree. And these branches are the different factions like GMS, ISUPK, GOCC, so on and so forth. You got all these factions. They have different ideologies, right? But again, is the truth different ideologies? Is the truth confusing, right? Is God a God of confusion? Of course not.
Not our God.
Our God is not a God of confusion. But guess what? These One West Semitic camps began with this a false understanding that began with rabbis that learned under them, which it makes them converts by technicality. If we want to be technical, that's basically what they are. They're a bunch of converts, just like we have brought out many times over the history that goes back to the 1400s. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can read that. I'm
So
gonna see
basically,
if I can read that for
a
brothers.
convert, converts taught by another convert, right? It's crazy. Yeah, baby.
Shalom. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. We're dealing with this bullshit of this stupid app, man, that is not letting me go live. Shutting me down. Oh man, this app.
What happened?
Uh,
Stop. Herbie.
Shalom.
yeah, shalom, bro. I'm back.
You need one of those big old CB radio antennas, Karnat.
I got yours.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's my internet. I think it's my phone, bro. I think.
Use my bed or my bed. Oh, I said Tommy's bed. Okay? It's not my.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I won't be able to read it, bro, because it's not letting me. But anyway, man. Yeah, we brought this information out before. From books, basically stating how a lot of these West Africans are actually converts. They were converting to Judaism way back in the 1400s, all the way to the 1600s, to the 17, to the 1800s. By the time a lot of these Africans were shipped to the side of the world to be slaves of slaves, to be the servant of servants, just like Genesis 9:25 says, some of them were already converts. This is why you find a lot of records of them, of the so-called black Jews, right? Well, the black Jews are nothing more than black converts, Africans that converted back in the 1400s by the Spanish, Jewish, and then Portuguese over there. But not only that, we have the Sephardic Jews and we have the Mahari Jews. I think also they're also our people. They look like us, but they also had African slaves that they were converting way back in the 1400s, and a lot of them were shipped to South America and Brazil. As a matter of fact, the book that I was gonna read, which I cannot read because if I exit this thing, this window is gonna kick me out. So I don't want to do that. But most likely next time I'm gonna be able to read it. So in that book, it actually tells you that in South America and Brazil, you had communities of synagogues of Jews, of Africans that were basically converts. It tells you that they were converts and there were, 300, 400 African converts that were professing to be Jewish, learning the white man's doctrines and so on and so forth. And obviously, we know that one was that's how they began, the same thing. And now they're claiming to be ethnically Jews when in fact they're ethnically Hamites, but they're pretending to be Jews, just like they're not ethnically Native Americans. They're pretending to be Native Americans because we took them in way back in the 1800s with the runaway system and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of lies that have been perpetrated to be true. And a lot of our people that are coming in, they don't know. They don't know anything. So therefore, they're brought into these lies and
Lies
deception.
upon
So
lies, huh? Just like the $5 Indian, right? The white man, you could just pay $5 and be a Cherokee. Is that right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. St. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Let me see what you said. You said Essie says that's true, but the conversus term when it comes to history is talking about when the Spanish Jews were forced to convert. Yeah, yeah, I got you. I think you brought that out. I don't know if you were the same brother that brought that out last time when you were on our live on our podcast. But yeah, we understand that concept. Yeah, a lot of the conversos converted to Catholicism because they were forced to renounce their Jewish ancestry. Yeah, we get that. Yeah.
Shamar, you want to throw a put on that the link again? We got a Soldado 144 trying to come in again. Let's get him in, brother. He said this app doesn't let me in.
Okay. Let me see.
Por favor.
Yeah, real one. If you think this is a Catholic group, you shouldn't be here, bro. You can go somewhere else. Nobody's forced you to come here and talk nonsense. You don't like it, you think this is a Catholic group, then you can go ahead and get out of here. You understand? So that's the problem with a lot of you
It's funny.
Old Testament Israelites.
It's such a trip, man. He keeps coming back to this live stream here instead of I mean, come on, man. He's like a female here.
Find this.
Yeah, real one. If we're teaching the people wrong, maybe you should create your own channel. You create your own movement and go teach them, right? Yeah, yeah, brother. ST, yeah, we understand that concept, bro. We understand, but what I'm talking about converts, African converts that converted to Judaism. I'm not talking about the others like the Sephardic Jews and the Mizrahi or Mizrahi, the Mizrahi Jews. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the African converts, not conversos. So it's a big difference. Bro. I understand what you're saying, but Shalom. Tega, are you there, bro?
Hey, shalom, brothers.
Hey, Ashar, man,
Shalom.
what's going on, brother? Hey, yeah, we apologize, bro. We having issues with this thing, man.
Shalom.
Yeah, how come you ain't using the other one, the StreamYard? That was good. How come you ain't using
Yeah,
that
that
one
was
now?
better, but okay. That's the question. How come we're not using that one? Because we overextended our time that they give us. They give us 20 hours a month. So
Oh,
after 20 hours, we have to pay. So I think we only have an hour left on the other one, and so that's why
Hey,
we're here. But
Shamar.
yeah,
oh, so this is so
once
basically you could be here longer.
well, not
That's
necessarily.
basically
They also give us not necessarily, brother. They also give us a certain amount of hours, and then after we use up those hours, we have to pay, and then we have to wait for the next cycle of months so that our hours can actually be replenished. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Shamar,
every month,
I have a
every
live
month,
stream. I pay every month, brother. So we could, and I don't use it that much, bro. So we could I'll drop it in there for you, man. So you can use that
yeah,
platform.
we'll talk
Okay.
about it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
that's the thing.
basically
Like
you had to pay money. So basically you had to pay every month for doing the live thing. That's
Right.
well,
basically what it
not
is.
when we do. No, not when we do it for free. For the 20 hours that they give us, we have to split those 20 hours within the month. So every time, so we go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Right? So every Monday, sometimes we spend 3 to 4 hours in our lives. So imagine you have 4 Mondays, 4 days of Mondays in a month. So if
Oh,
we divide those, you know what I'm saying? So if we divide those 4 Mondays in lapses of 2 hours each, that will give us 2, 4, 8, 8 hours or whatever. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
you can use
Yeah.
it very quickly,
But if
basically.
you but if you go beyond that, then that means you have to pay it. That like there's a fee.
Yeah, you got to pay $20 a month to actually use
Yeah.
unlimited type of stuff.
Yeah. Limited type of stuff.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
how
We
that
can.
works.
Yeah. We can put our logo. We can put our own logo in it. We can take away the watermark that it says right there, Restream or
Right,
backyard or stream yard, whatever.
StreamYard,
We can
yeah.
take that away.
right.
We can put our own logo. We can put our video intro, which is what I want to do in the future. But for
Yeah.
now, that's what we're doing. And then we had a conversation with Jose Vega before in our council that we don't really want to ask money to the people because we don't want to be like one of these scams that is asking money
Nah, I
and so on
got
and
you.
so
Yeah,
forth.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. Put in the no the donation, PayPal, GoFundMe.
yeah,
I
because
know how that
we
goes.
then
I
we
know how
got
that goes. But it's not tight
exactly.
though.
So we
Like
don't want.
they manipulate that with the tight thing. But
You're
yeah,
right.
I know, bro. But at the same time, we run into the danger of being criticized by a lot of the scams. You see, Ancient Watchmen has turned into one of the camps, like once against the camps and stuff. We're not camps. So
right. Well, the word camp just means army. That's all that means. So a lot of people they want to have a misconception of the word camp, but the only camp that really matters is the elect. That's the only camp that matters. According to
yeah,
the
but yeah,
scriptures.
yeah, I understand that scriptures that they immediately think when they say camps, you immediately connect it to what? To one word. That's the idea. And that's a deception that brothers that we have to wash out from the minds of the people. Like camps, like whenever you hear the word camp, you immediately think about GMS, ISUPK,
Of
IUIC, so on
course.
and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, man. What were you talking about earlier? Like your questions that you were asking about the gypsies or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I know. I was aware that a lot of gypsies are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? I was aware of that. Like I had knowledge of that way before I was in the camp. You know what I'm saying? Because I had knowledge of the gypsies. Like, because I remember I was talking to this brother, and I think he was a so-called Negro brother, and
Mhm.
he was saying that how the Indians were brought in on cargo slave ships, right? Just like Negroes, right? So the Indians, the so-called Indians on this side of the world, they was put on cargo slave ships and they were sent to Spain. And the Borgias had a show on it. They showed natives, and they actually showed a native that was very light skinned with curly hair. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? They actually
yeah.
showed that. They actually showed that because they actually showed like natives being very light skinned. So that we were light skinned already because they want to push
Yeah,
and be like, because they want to make it seem like, and like I said, I disagree with some things, but there's some things that I do agree. Like with some brothers, they want to make it seem like that if you're light skinned and if you're so Hispanic, they want to look at you like a product of rape, but that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying?
well, it's not.
It's not
Yeah,
always the case
we
because
brought
when you look
yeah
at,
we
And
we,
again,
we
because
brought
real
that out,
quick, I
bro.
just want to, yeah, because when you look at like the paintings of the so-called Native Americans, they wasn't just so-called black, like they were light skinned as well. Like right now,
Yeah,
like they
yeah, and
were very light
yeah,
to
exactly,
very dark, from light skin to dark skin.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. We actually brought that out when we read in Second Kings chapter 5 verse 21. Second Kings chapter 5 verse 21 is a cut to all Negroites. Why? Because in that
Wait, you say
chapter
what?
it tells you
What scripture?
Second Kings chapter 5 verse 21 and
Second
down.
King chapter 5 verse 20 on down.
Yeah,
What that say?
let's read it. Let's read it out. Let's read it out. Let's
All
read
right,
it out.
bet. Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up. Then.
Yeah, yeah. So again, prior to us, Jose Vega and I, beginning this ancient Watchman movement, we were already battling a lot of these Negroites on the common boards on Facebook. And this is the scripture that we always brought out. This is the cut, right? Second Kings 5:21. Basically, that's the curse of Gehazi. The curse of Gehazi was basically a servant unto Elisha. right?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Elisha. Yeah, but go ahead, read it, bro, if
Elisha.
you have it.
Elisha, right?
Yep,
Yeah. Okay. Second Kings 5. That's the book of Second Kings, the 5th chapter that you're about to bring out.
yep.
Okay, con. I'll listen.
Yeah, but read it out, bro, because I don't have my Bible with me. I'm actually in my car charging my phone. Anybody that has it, you can read it.
What verse? 21.
Verse 21.
It says, so Gehazi
21.
followed. This is 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 21. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him, and said, is it all well? And he said, all is well. My master has sent me, saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophet. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, read on. Read on.
And Naaman said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand, and bestowed them in the house. And he let the men go, and they departed. But when he went in and stood before his master, and Elisha said unto him, whence come thou, Gehazi?
Okay.
And he said, thy servant went to whither? And he said unto him, went not my heart with thee when the men turned again from his chariots to meet thee? It is time to receive money, and to receive garments, and oil yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and maid servants. The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence, a leper as white as snow.
As white as snow. So the key. Someone mute your phone. Someone mute your mics. Okay. So basically, what we read is that Elisha basically healed Naaman, right? I think he was a Syrian. He healed him by telling him to sink in the river 7 times, and at the time he came out all clean, right? Because he was leprous. There was the leprosy, in him, so on and so forth. So Naaman wanted to give gifts to the prophet Elisha. Elisha didn't want no gifts. Like, this is not the time to get gifts. This is not the time to get wives. This is not the time to get servants. This is not the time to get riches. This is not the third, right? So therefore, because Gehazi was a servant to Elisha. Now the servant that he was like what we read in Leviticus 25. Whenever a poor of our people were struggling financially, they could sell themselves into one of the rich families of the Hebrews and say, listen, I'm going to sell myself to you. I'm going to serve for 6 years, and at the 7th year, you got to let me go. The 7-year Jubilee. Well, that's basically what Gehazi was. Gehazi was serving Elisha. He was learning under Elisha, the prophet, right? Just like Elisha was learning under Elisha. Remember when Elisha was taken up, Elisha was left with the double portion of the anointing of Elisha. So that's the same thing that was happening here. But instead, the Gehazi took the gifts. He got greedy. He got greedy and took all the gifts that was supposed to be given to Elisha. And so Elisha cursed him to what? That the leprosy of Naaman that he had, he was going to be passed down to Gehazi and his descendants. Proving what? Proving that all the descendants of Gehazi are still here now. And then what? They look like white as snow. Meaning they're white as snow. They look white. All of them. All of them. So there's a line, there's a bloodline of a lot of people from Gehazi that go back to the line of Gehazi that are white as snow. That was the curse that was given by Elisha. Yeah, so that was a curse that was given to Elisha to the lines and the bloodlines of Gehazi. That was a curse. That's why it says your descendancy is going to be as lepers as white as snow, as
Now what
white as snow.
tribe? Now what tribe was Gehazi? What tribe was he?
It don't matter. It don't matter because it doesn't say.
Yeah,
But the fact of
yeah,
the matter
because
is
I
that,
know that because I don't subscribe to the chart anymore. By the way, I don't subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying?
good
Because
job, bro. Good job.
yeah, because I don't subscribe to that because the reason why one thing I do agree is that all those people are Israelites, but to say that they're of one tribe, we can't pinpoint it. You know what I'm saying? Because we mix with each other so much and we were scattered so much is that you really don't know what tribe you're from. The only way to prove the
Exactly.
tribe is that to have an actual record. Remember, that's in Ezra's second chapter. Remember that the Levites couldn't claim their tribe because they didn't have the genealogy record. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
just because you're from Puerto Rico, that don't mean you Ephraim, or just because you're from America or so-called Black American, that don't mean you're Judah. You don't know. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. That's exactly the idea, man. And so we don't subscribe to the 12 tribe just because, again, we already bring out the facts, the history that our people were scattered. Even the people from the inland the Aztecs were shipped around, and everybody
yes,
was sifted around. Everybody
yes,
was
they
sifted
was,
around. Even
and
even like even back in the 1800s, you have
yeah,
the Seminole Indians that were never conquered by the white men, and they were given a safe passage from Florida all the way down to Texas, down to Sonora, Mexico, which is the northern part of,
yeah. I remember you
which is
brought
a
that out.
lot
I
of the
remember.
Sunias are still there. They call them Tarahumaras. When you look at these brothers,
Tarahumara.
they're like dark.
They're
They're
dark.
dark
They're
as
black,
hell,
right?
bro. But guess
So-called
what?
black.
They're not Negro. They're not Negro. They're not
So they
Negroid.
look
They're
mon.
not
They look.
Negroid
So they
Hamitic.
look
They're
right. So do they look? So they look what? Mongoloid? They look
they're not
Mongoloid?
Negro, bro.
No, no,
You
no.
never
I'm just
seen the
saying
brothers.
because you want to talk about phenotype, right? So are they Mongoloid?
That's
Not necessarily, but they look
I would
Shemitic.
say
They look like Hindu people.
there's no
No,
such
I'm
thing.
saying
Well, there's no
that's what
such
I'm
thing
saying.
as
No, but that's what
Mongoloid.
I'm saying though. Like
No
they're
such
they're
thing as
Shemitic. I
Mongoloid.
know they're Shemitic, brother. But I'm saying
There's no
like
such
like
thing.
no, because that Mongoloid, the Negroid, that's all made up. Esau came up with that.
Exactly. Exactly. I would just say Asiatics.
I'm saying, I'm using those terms because brothers understand those terms, and generally
Right.
speaking.
That's why I'm asking
Yeah,
because like
they don't
according
understand.
to
Yeah, they don't
them.
understand. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Hold your peace.
Okay.
They don't
Okay.
understand the
All right.
term. They don't understand the terms such as Asiatics, such as Sashu people, such as Hyksos, such as Hebrew Shemitic tribes. They don't understand those concepts. So we have to use the concepts that the general populace uses, which is what Hamitic, Caucasoid, and so on and so forth. Those are the tribes that are mostly described, at a scholarly level, not those other ones. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, when you look at the Tarahumaras, they don't look like Negroid Hamitic people. They don't have the
Mm,
woolly hair. They don't have the big noses. They don't have the big lips. They just they're just there. They're the Seminole Indians, and they look dark as hell, but they're our
right.
people. And again, my point in bringing that out is the fact that the 12 tribe is so fake, point that if you have these Omaras coming to the Americas and standing in front of a camp like ISUPK, and then ISUPK member would ask this Taromara, listen, Taromara man, where are you from? And the Taromara man is going to say, well, I'm from northern Mexico, Sonora, because that's where they're from, Sonora. Oh,
Yeah.
therefore, according to the chart, you're an Issacharite. Well, false, because these brothers don't claim to be Mexicans. They live in the land of Mexico, and they're Mexican by geographical location, but by ethnically, they go back to the Seminole Indians. They're Seminole Indians.
Right.
They
Right.
migrated down south. So that's again that's another cut for the 12 tribe chart. And again, we brought the facts, the books saying that the tribes were shifted around. They shift
Right.
it around. So a lot of you brothers, could be Judites or Benjamites or Levites. A lot of you brothers call themselves Issachar. You might be, an Ephraimite. An Ephraimite calling themselves Ephraimite might be Judites or Levites and so on and so forth. So we
Right.
don't
Right.
know.
Right.
So
We don't know.
so at the end of the day, we're Shemitic Israelites, Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, we're
That's it.
Shemitic people. Yes. Yeah, because the reason why, because if they would have saw those theomatas, which I'm gonna look up how they actually look, because they want to talk about the phenotype argument. They're gonna say, well, they look Mongoloid black, like they're black Mongols, so called. You know what I'm saying? They'll use that term. I'm just saying those terms are not correct, but they'll use that term to get technical. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Eskimos, right? Let me ask you something. Let me ask you about the Eskimos. Do you believe that the Eskimos are Israelites?
If they fit the curses, yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're not going by phenotypes. We're going by what the curses
No,
say.
no, I know we're not
So
going by that. But what about the Eskimos, though?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That a lot of our people are there. The migration
Yeah, like I
patterns.
believe that
Oh,
the
oh,
Eskimos are Israelites because. Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Bring your
yeah.
point.
That's what I'm saying. If you look at the Eskimos, what are they suffering? They're being killed off. A lot of the
Hell
women
yeah.
are being raped and murdered by the thousands. Nobody's speaking about that.
Nope.
Why isn't the media
Of course
saying?
not.
Why isn't the media sharing? Hey, thousands of Native American women are being gone missing and being raped and found dead. Why? Why isn't the Eskimo people, the Native Americans of Alaska and Canada, are being shot in point blank by the cops, and nobody's speaking about that? All you hear is what? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Right?
Well, yeah. Well, that's all a deception. That whole black and white thing is a deception. We all know that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not. It's not a
Because
deception, bro. It's not a
that's
deception.
all a deception.
It's a
We
real.
understand that.
It's not. It's a real issue that is being set up to divide the people and also deflect from what is really going on, the child trafficking, this and that and the third. Imagine
Oh yeah,
they
pedophilia.
completely they completely use abolisms. They use it very perfectly, bro. The United States government is the perfect psychological machine that uses psychology to control the people and the masses. And this is why they
Hmm.
use the BLM movement bullshit in order to deflect from what is really going on in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
The real
Yeah.
issues that are going on in the world. It's not COVID. It's not BLM and George Floyd dying. That Mason that died, that was sacrificed by the Mason. It's not that.
Yep.
It's not COVID. It's not George Floyd. It's not Black Lives Matter movement. It's none of that bullshit. It's what's really going on in the world. These reptilians that are taking over the world, the reptilians that have already landed on this planet, the whole conspiracy behind NASA, the whole thing about the invasions of certain beings that are
Yeah.
already
Yep.
landed on the planet, and not only that, sex trafficking and the human sacrifice that has been going on for thousands of years since the fall of the Canaanites back in ancient times. They were sacrificing children to the god Baal. Was the same thing happening today, and it's been happening for decades. Now imagine,
Centuries.
why would you bring out Black Lives Matter movement bullshit and then COVID-19 in order to cover all that up? Why? You know what I'm saying? So there's deeper
Right.
concepts that are going on, and a lot of people don't see that.
Because
They easily manipulated by the media, saying that, hey, look over here.
that's
This is
right.
what's happening over here. I'm gonna show you what's happening.
Yeah. That's
Just
right.
pay
Yep.
attention to this, but don't pay attention
Stomach.
to that. This is why we tell, whenever you see the media showing atrocity that's out of this world, you gotta to understand, to discern. Like, okay, so if they show me these, that means there's something darker happening beyond what they're showing us. There's always something bigger. This is why you gotta
Right.
understand like times and be able to discern with your spiritual man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Now going back to the Eskimos. Now, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to get back to the topic. Because I remember GMS did an actually video on the Eskimos being Israelites. So so the Eskimos actually spoke the Algonquin language, and when you look up the Algonquin, that's a corrupt Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So the families that's in like the Pequots and the Mohegan and all that, the Eskimos speak the same languages as those tribes. You know, Eskimo is really a term, like a derogatory term for them, because really they're the Inuit people. Because when you look at the Inuits, you got the Inuits and you got the Alouette people, and then you got the Yupik people. And actually, those Yupik people. Okay, yeah, because I was talking about the Inuit people. So you got the Inuit people, which is in Canada, and then you got the Alouette people, which is actually a land between Alaska and Siberia, the Alouette Islands. And there's actually a group called the Yupik people that could be found in Siberia, which is the same family as the Eskimos, like pretty much the Eskimo family right there. You know what I'm saying? Which they can be Israelites because those with the Northern Kingdom right there, right? Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
possible, brother. At the
yeah,
end of the day, like I said, you know what I'm saying, along, what we should be concerned about is if the individual claims to be a child of God, man. That's it, man. This like this.
yeah.
Where did everyone go?
Oh man, this is so stupid, bro. I don't want to deal with this app anymore. Shalom. Vega,
Yeah,
you there?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
You should
man.
be
I
good.
don't think we're gonna be using this bullshit app.
Man, that app sucks, huh?
Yeah, it keeps
No,
kicking
but
me
what were
out,
you
and
saying,
when
brother?
it
I
kicks
didn't
me
mean to.
out, it kicks everybody out.
Yeah,
It's not like
Now,
StreamYard that we use. You know, when I get kicked out, you guys stay behind, so that's a good thing.
yeah. No, what were you saying, brother? I didn't mean to cut you off, Slakia. Go ahead, make your point.
I'm saying, like I said, at the end of the day, man, the only thing we should be concentrating is on people who claim, who say that they're a child of God. That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if I don't care what you are, if you look Asian, black, white, if you're telling me that that you're a child of God, I'm gonna take you as my brother. And I think that that's something that even the Christian church, they get it right. You know what I'm saying? With love anybody. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody that's for your God. Our enemies are these wicked, or the wickedness of this world, man. The atheists, these idol worshippers, these people who practice witchcraft, other gods.
Pharisees.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are really our enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, like, I don't care, man. I'm happy if people believe in our power. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should be just concentrating on, man. We should get off like, oh, these people are Israelites or these people. At the end of the day, even if the Eskimos are Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Do they worship our God? If they are, good for them. But if not, they can kick rocks too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why, like, this whole thing trying to pinpoint who's this and who's that. That's
Exactly.
really, that's really a waste of time because in the book of Second
Exactly.
Timothy's, the first chapter, it speaks about endless genealogies. So that's one of the
Exactly.
reasons why I don't subscribe to the chart anymore, because we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We're not just in Africa. We're not just in the Americas. We everywhere, bro. Everywhere. A
Exactly.
lot of us are in Asia. A lot of us are in the Pacific
Exactly.
Islands. You know what I'm saying? Now, I
Exactly.
want to, that leads to my next question. Now, what do you feel about, okay, now there's two questions I want to ask y'all. Okay. So now you're saying, yeah, since you speak about Ham and Shem a lot, right? Now, number one, who's Japhet? According to the scriptures, who's Japhet? Who you think is Japhet?
We believe. Um, I believe Jaffa is probably the Asians, man,
The Asians?
because they
Like
are
which
the most
Asians
Yeah,
though?
like
yeah,
they are the
the-
they are the most populated people on the earth. And also it says that what is it? Japheth shall dwell in the tents of Shem. That's what it says.
It says that Japhet shall
Yep.
enlarge. Yeah.
Shall be
Shall
enlarged,
be
Enlarge.
right?
That's in
enlarged.
Genesis 9.
Yeah, yeah. It shall be enlarged. Like I said, they're the largest group of people. Not even that, man. You see Asians everywhere, man. Like you can see a Chinatown, Koreatown in every major city in the United States, South America, Africa, Europe.
Ice cream.
They everywhere, man.
Right.
Who's
Okay.
enlarged in the world right now? I would say Esau, right?
what?
Nah, they're not even that populated. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they
Yeah,
rule the
yeah. I
world.
mean, even
Well,
the
they rule
scriptures,
the.
yeah, even the scriptures speak about Esau being the smallest of all nations, bro. But the reason why they have conquered many nations is because the blessing that was given to them in Genesis 27. You brothers know that Genesis 27 verse 41 and down, it
Right.
gives you
To
the
be a
blessing
great.
of Esau and how he would conquer the nations through the sword, through warfare and genocide and invasion, and that's exactly how they did it. But according to the scriptures, Esau is actually the smallest among all the nations.
Yeah, I
It's just that they have
misunderstood
taken
that.
over the biggest of lands because of their
Yeah,
blessing and the
I'm right
vibration to
now.
conquer, to be a people of war.
I
So
meant to say enlarge as in enlarge with the riches of the earth. I didn't. But the script says enlarge as a people, right? So that yeah, you're right about that, Esau. They can't procreate like our people, like Israelites. That's right.
Yeah, the white man don't is not the majority in South America. The white man is not the majority in Africa. The white man is not the majority in Asia. You know what I'm saying? They're just the majority in Europe and in North America for time being, because us Hispanics are going to be the majority in the next 50 years or so, because we Hispanics are 6 times as much to have children more than the white man and even the so-called black man.
Well, what do you when you say that? I mean, are you talking about the Hispanics of indigenous descent? That's who you talking about?
Yeah, because a lot at the end of the day, a lot of us are not even Spaniards, man.
No, we're
That's a
not.
big
We're not.
lie.
I don't.
That
I don't agree with that. No, I know a lot of
yeah,
us are Indian,
yeah,
but a lot of us
yeah. I
are.
think that's
But a lot of
yeah,
us do have Negro blood too. You know?
of course.
Yeah.
yeah,
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 but
and
yeah, but
So
I don't believe a lot of us are Spaniards. I believe DNA is fake.
yeah, no, it's bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, I believe it's bullshit. Like I said, man, and you know how it's bullshit. Like we had LeBron Campbell on like 2 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about DNA. And I asked the brother a simple question, right? I was like, how is it possible, right? Think about this. I want everybody to think about this real quick. How is it possible, right, that the so-called Negro, when you look at most Negroes' DNA, it'll say like 67% sub-Saharan African, right? It'll say 25% European, right? And then it'll say probably like what, 6 or maybe 12% Native American, right? That's what most DNA will show about the African Americans, right? Now, the African Americans only been over here with us for about 400 years, right? And yet we can see our DNA in their DNA, right? the white man has been enslaving the black man for about 400 to 600 years, right? And that's why they'll say that's why they got that 24% of DNA in them. But the Arabs had them for slavery for over 1,200 years. 1,200 years. And and you're telling me that there's no Middle Eastern blood in you? How is that possible? When the Arabs had you guys in slavery way longer than the white man had you in slavery, and way more than you guys been over here with us. But yet we can see Indian DNA in you and in the white man's blood in you. Why don't we see any Arab blood in you? Doesn't make sense.
Right.
That's how you know. That's how you know DNA is bullshit. There has to be Arab blood in the black man too.
The DNA should be in the spirit, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like all that DNA stuff is bullcrap. Like even with the Spaniards, they're like, "Oh, you Hispanics are 60-something% European." Doesn't even fucking make sense. Why are you giving so much credit to the white man? The white man can't spread a seed like that. Are you crazy? Not,
Yeah, I have
even
another.
that.
Hell no.
Yeah, not even that. Like if you really think about this, you know what I'm saying? People don't even know about the war that took place between England and Spain fighting over the Atlantic Ocean, called the Anglo War. Right? Look it up. Anybody can look it up. The Anglo War. It was a war fought between, I was like 1580 to like 1601 or 1610. It was like a 20-something year battle between the English and the Spaniards. So and we all know who won that war. The English did. So if you were a Spaniard in Central and South America and you know that you're about to lose passage to go back to Spain, what do you think a lot of the Spaniards did that were over here?
Right.
They took their ass back to Spain because they didn't want to be trapped over here in the Americas.
Right.
You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Okay.
Like, all that should just make sense. I know that would be my move. I know if my people are losing a war and the Atlantic Ocean is the only way I could get home, that's the way I got here. You know what I'm saying? And we're about to lose the war. I'm gonna take my ass back over there before I lose passage. Before the English cuts off the whole Atlantic Ocean from us.
Right. So
You know what I'm
now,
saying?
okay. So now, when you say Japheth are the Asians, what Asians are you talking about? Like, be specific.
Like Chinese, Japanese, stuff like that, Vietnamese.
Okay. So now my next question would be now I'm going to add another question. So then, who's Moab and Ammon? Because a lot of brothers, they say that, which I taught that as well. I mean, I still can believe it, but they say that the so-called Chinese is Moab and the so-called Japanese Ammon. But you know why they say that, right?
Because of the eyes or something, man.
Yeah,
That's
because
retarded.
of the eyes, the Down syndrome. Because Lot had sex. Because Lot had sex with his two daughters. Well, the two daughters.
You know that.
Yeah.
Do you know the oldest people on the earth with so-called, we would say, chinky eyes are?
Oh, the Bushman people, right? Are you talking about the Bushman people in Africa?
Yes. What they're called, the sand people.
Sand people, yes. Yeah, they're dark skinned, but they got chinky eyes. Yes.
Well, they're light. They're
light skinned. They're light skinned.
And they have chinky eyes, and they're the oldest, supposedly the oldest Africans on the continent. So that whole argument would be trash. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the argument, then they must be fucking Moab and Ammon. But yeah, I think that's a retarded argument. But you know what I'm saying? But you said like people with Down syndrome. How do Asians have Down syndrome when they're like one of the smartest people when it comes to like math and shit like that? They're fucking
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're fucking geniuses, man.
So who's Moab and Ammon then?
I would say they would be like some kind of Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Because I heard that.
Even if you think about it, like I said, even if you think about it, like on an old map, when you look at the locations of Moab, Ammon, Esau, the Canaanites, they all were dwelling in the same, all in that same area.
Yeah, because there's some brothers, they say that the Moab and Ammon are like people from Jordan. like they're
Yeah, that's what
Jordan.
Quana teaches,
yeah,
bro.
like people,
Yeah, Quana teaches
yeah, the
that.
people from Jordan, like yeah, the people from Jordan, like so-called Arab-looking people.
Palestinians.
You know,
Well, the Palestinians. That's basically what our people are saying, that the Ammon and Moab will be the Palestinians, because the Palestinians are still practicing those same customs that Moab was, that Lot was doing. That what happened, which is
mm,
what do you call it? Incest. Yeah, incest. So incest is still being practiced by a lot of these brothers over there, the so-called Palestinians and whatever they like. So brothers teach that those are actually the Moabites and Ammonites, but
so they're not Ishmael.
Yeah, I'm about to do a. I'm
well,
about to do
Israel,
a.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
Ishmael will be
Ishmael is
the
a
Arab.
so-called Arab. That's the thing,
Yeah,
right? But this is
but
what I'm
hold on,
saying. But aren't
hold on,
Palestinians?
hold on, brother, hold on. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the Arabs are Ishmael, but remember, there was a blessing that was given to Ishmael, which was what, that out of him there was gonna come what, 12 princes, right? So the question will be,
Right.
who are these princes and where they are at, and who are they ruling? Because if you're a prince, that means that you are a ruler. So that means that you rule a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying? So there's 12 princes of Ishmael. Now, whether those 12 princes are part of the royal bloodlines of the, like the, what do you call it? What do they have? They have like a king.
Well,
Oil.
they got yeah.
Yeah, like a
Well, they
king,
got the
right? So,
United. They got the United Arab Emirates. So them
yeah,
Arabic countries they ruling. But you know what I noticed? They don't have Palestinians up in there.
exactly. Because I mean, they're still considered Shemites, but I don't think they're from the bloodlines. That's why a lot of people are saying that Ammon and Moab will be the Palestinians right there. And
Oh,
and
yeah, that okay.
e- even their judgments are written therein in the scriptures as prophecy, that they will be paid for what they did against our people too. Even though they're part of family, they're actually family. The Palestinians are our family. The Arabs are our family. We're cousins, basically. They're our cousins, primos. We're primos,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I
So
mean, a lot of us look like them. We do look like them. I mean, we could
yeah,
pass for them.
we can blend in. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying.
Yeah, we
Vega and
can
I, we've
blend
been
in.
saying
They
that.
blend in with us. Like
Uh,
they blend in with
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah,
All the time I get called to be an Arab. Like, yeah, you look like an Arab. Like, you look like Osama bin Laden. This and that and the third. So you
I
know,
got that too. Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, you can pass up as an Arab too. And so
Yeah, cool.
that goes to
Cool.
show
Yeah.
you that goes to show you that we are the same people. Like the Arabs, like even like the East Indians. There's a lot of our people that look like East Indians. A lot of Mexicans that
Yes, they
look like
do.
East Indians. A lot of
Yeah.
indigenous that look like East Indians, and so on and so forth. So we can blend in with them
Inca,
also.
like our brother Inca.
Yeah, like brother Inca. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people like that. Like brother Yoshi. He looks like one. He could pass up as an East Indian, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. Nah, that's true. That's true because I remember in my old job, I saw this lady and I was speaking Spanish to her, but she wasn't so-called Hispanic. She was actually from Trinidad, but I think she was Elam because there's Elam down there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm like, oh snap, she looked like she's indigenous, but she's so-called East Indian from India, not indigenous out here.
Right.
Yeah. So now I want to ask this question too. I got another question. So
Damn, bro.
now, huh?
Damn, you got a lot of questions today. What
Yeah, I
what
got a
what,
lot of questions, bro. I just want
what
to
can
see
we
where y'all stance is at. You know what I'm
we can
saying?
call you
So
Mr. Question today.
yeah, Mr. Question. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
he no
Here's
he
another
he
question.
no, he texted me. He has some questions, so we're okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So my other question is, how do you feel about the so-called Pacific Islanders, like Polynesian, like Samoans, Tongans? Are they Israelites?
Yep.
Yeah, could be a lot of them are there too, because I had a brother that I used to work with in Orlando. He was from the islands. He was a Polynesian, I think. But when you look at him, bro, he looks like a so-called Mexican. Some of them speak Spanish over there, like in Philippines. Like you have a lot of Philippines there's a lot of our people there that were shipped over there by Spaniards back in the 1400s. This is why a lot of the Filipinos speak Spanish, and they have Spanish last names like Velasquez, Martinez, and so on and so forth. So a lot of our people are there. And so the Polynesians, and some other people from those islands, I forgot the other. There's British islands, I think. There's other islands too that are there, and they even themselves say like we don't get along with like when Chinese land there and they start doing their business, they don't get along with them because they say they're not the same people. So that's that. But at the same time, our people are gonna be identified by the curses, bro. At the end of the day, regardless of what they look like, what they've been looking like, and that's what I brought out a while ago when I read a little bit about the history of the Bene Manasseh or Ben Manasseh in East Asia. There's a lot of people that go back to the tribes of Manasseh that were landed there during the times of the Shi dynasty. A lot of our people after the Assyrian captivity, the majority of them came on the side of the world by the bulk, but there was a lot of them that were driven off by Manasseh, and they were taken off to the east side of the world.
So
This is why
yeah,
we're
we
reading
good. We
that.
good.
This is why we're reading Isaiah. What is it? Isaiah 43 verse 5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 43 verse 5. It tells you that our people are gonna be gathered from the east, and actually gives you the name, and it goes back to the Asian countries. So our people were there, and so throughout the migration patterns from the Shi dynasty all the way when the Shi dynasty was taken over by the Mongolians and so on and so forth, they got kicked out, and the Shi dynasty of the royal tribe of our people, Manasseh, they got taken over and they got kicked out from the rulership, and they were scattered abroad, and so a lot of them started mixing in with a lot of the Asians. And so what do you find today? You find today a lot of so-called Asian-looking Israelites calling themselves Jews, calling themselves Israelites. As a matter of fact, they started migrating to Israel, and then you look at them, you look at them, and you think they're Asians. Like, what are these heathens doing with their thing? Well, maybe they're not heathens. Maybe they actually know that they're Israel. They go back to Israel. Their spirit
Yeah, but the thing is, they're
land.
following
So
Amalek.
if they have that, perhaps then they may not be heathen nations, but they're actually our people that are clothed in different skins and textures of hairs and slanted eyes.
Right.
So that's why we can't
Right.
always be going like, well, where are you from? I'm from Asia. Okay, you're going into slavery. What is that, bro? You know what I'm saying? So we're doing a disservice to the nations
That's
by
not
saying
spiritual at all.
such things like that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
But
That's
at
not
the end of the
spiritual.
day, the curse is gonna be the identifying factor, just like the curse of Canaan identifies Canaan who he is as a factor, as a pointer or identifier, and shows them who they are. It was the same thing with us. It shows who we are by the curses. Our people is shown, is perceived, picked up from the rest by the curses. So it's the same thing with Polynesians, the Asians, going back to the Shi dynasty. That was our
The
people.
Shi dynasty.
But obviously they
So
got
now the
taken
Shi
over. They
dynasty.
scattered them abroad, and they mixed in with the rest of the Asian populace, and their
Okay.
phenotypes got basically changed.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna see
So
if I can
now, originally, phenotypically,
So
that's what. Now, this is going to lead to my other question, because a lot of brothers they
Shalom, you
say
there?
that originally, because I saw your 12 tribe Israel never began as Negroes. I actually saw the whole thing, and you was bringing out how you had Hebrews, you had Hittites, and you had Hamitic nations, right? So you showed that that's what you say, right, or what they say in there,
You brothers
that the
there?
Hamitic,
Shalom.
right? So
Yeah.
they showed that the Hamitic nations were darker, and the Hebraic nations, or I should say the Hebrew Shemitic nation was lighter, right? Light skin.
Yeah.
Right. So originally, now let me ask you this: phenotypically, what did Israel look like originally?
Originally,
Yeah, originally. What's the original look of Israel?
like us natives.
Like the natives, like who they say the Native American race?
No, like us Hispanics and natives. We're all the same. Even though we look a little bit different, but we're still all the same.
Right, but phenotypic what we would be. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying like I know I'm not caught up on phenotype, but what I'm saying is that, people have an original look, and then from time on the looks get different. So what I'm saying is originally the Israelites, before we mix with all these other
I
nations.
would say, I would say look at the Dura synagogue, and you will see what most Israelites look like.
And what's that called?
Dura, Dura, synagogue.
Dura. And now the Dura synagogue, where that synagogue located?
Shalom, Yisrael. I don't know. I'm tired of logging in and logging out, bro. This is dumb. Shalom. All right. Should we close it out, bro? We having so many technical issues with this thing, man.
Well, I guess let's just finish answering the brother's question real quick, and I guess we can log off. It's already getting late, anyways.
Yeah. Shalom, brothers. We're gonna close it out in a minute, but we wanted to give brothers a chance to talk to us, whatever it is that you have in your mind. So, you want to finish your questions, brother, or anything you want to bring out? Any last words or anything else that you want to say?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask some questions or where y'all stance is at, so I could like figure it out. But yeah, so my question is like originally, how did Israel look originally before with the other nations?
We brought it out already. We have a class over an hour. We have that. We show the artifacts.
Oh wait, no,
We
that's
show
not
the.
my bad, bro. Slack you. The Dura synagogue, what the brother said. Where was that Dura synagogue located?
In the Middle East.
Rome.
No, not in Rome.
In
Nah, not
Rome?
in Rome. It's in the Middle East. I want to say
You don't know
I
exactly.
want to say Syria, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
So what's the date of the Dura synagogue? What's the date of that?
Around what, 400 BC?
400 BC. That's the oldest that you can find of Israel.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you go, bro, let me read this for you guys. What I was saying earlier about the some other Asians being our people. So I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, hold on. I have light, man. I don't have light. Okay. All right. All right. So it says, in summary, when they settled in central China, the Chinese were cruel to them and enslaved them. Some escaped to the mountainous regions, which is Xinlong, which became another name for the tribe of Manasseh, also called the mountain people. They lived in mountains, in poverty for 2 generations, still kept Torah scrolls. Then they began to assimilate into Chinese culture and its influences. Later, they were vanished from the mountains and migrated west through the Thailand and eventually reached the area of Myanmar. Wanderers wander along the river until they reach Mandalay. From there, they reach the Chin Mountains. In the 18th century, a part of them migrated to Manipur. and Mizoram, northeast India. Generally, they kept the traditions about the rendering, then realized that they were not Chinese, even though they spoke the local language. They call themselves Lusi, Lusi, which means the 10th tribe. Lu means tribes. Si means 10. So Lusi means 10 tribes. In 1854, the first American missionary arrived. His name was V. Pettigrew of the Baptist Mission Church. See how these always are, the nations have always have a hand in basically indoctrinating people with Christianity. In 1910, more Edomite Christians arrived and established churches in the northern India area. As a result of Edomites and their Christianity missions, the tribal priest lost his stature, and the entire tribal community was subjected to Christian influences and pressure. With these new influences, many of the religious articles were thrown away or burned by the British and American missionaries between 1854 and 1910. Let's see. In essence, our people lived among the Gentiles, mainly in areas like Mekong River, Vietnam, Philippines, Siam, Thailand, Malaysia, and some of our people are still in Burma and west to India. Till today, some of our people are known as the Shinlung, which means cave dwellers, which goes back to the what is it, Lucy, which basically means 10 tribes. The descendants of our brothers and sisters are known as Shinlung, Kuki, Mizo, Lujai, or Mar. Our reminder is to be careful not to judge by color, hair texture. Some of the people are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? So Matthew 12:36, which is, watch your mouth, see how you treat the tribes. Because a lot of people don't understand that a lot of our people are going to be our people. And yet you have a lot of our people saying, well, you're not Israelite. You have a lot of Negroites saying, you're not an Israelite, this is not the third. But they don't understand the ranking system within the tribes. They're basically going against the natural branches. So our people are scattered. Our people are in Malaysia, Asia, Philippines, and so on and so forth. And they go by different names. And just because they go by different names, we would never know that there are people. Like the so-called Lucy people. Lusie. Lucy means 10 tribes. You know what I'm saying? So
Now, in what language does that mean? Chinese?
let's see. Let me look up.
Yeah, what language? So I looked that up.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, because we definitely was in China. Definitely in China and India. That's why we look the way we look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Since you want to get
I think.
you want to get
Yeah,
technical, yeah.
yeah. Let's see. It says generally they kept the traditions about their wandering, then realized they were not Chinese, even though they spoke the local language, which is the
Hey,
local language of Chinese. Now, yeah. So
I mean, I would let you. Hold on, let me go ask you guys. Because I'm gonna destroy it.
True that. All right, well, I'm gonna let your brothers go, man. I'm getting tired. I gotta go to sleep. Only got 3 hours of sleep before I go to work.
all right, man. Jose Vega, man. Thanks for joining us. I think we're gonna use the other one, bro. I don't like this thing.
All right,
All right,
true that.
all right. Shalom,
Yeah, we
man.
fine.
Have a great night, bro.
Shalom.
Gonna meet you, Mexican. What's your name again?
Anthony, bro.
Anthony. All right, pleasure to meet you,
Pleasure to
brother.
meet you, Jose. You too, Shamar.
All right,
Shalom.
all right, brothers.
Shalom, you guys.
Shalom, everybody. You guys have a great night. Anybody else have any questions? Any last words you brothers want to share? Go ahead, bro. Just share whatever is in your heart or whatever it is you want to bring out to the people before we close out. All right, Shalom, Walter. Shalom, brother, man. Thanks for being here. Shalom, everybody. Torah be magnified. Hallelujah. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
A real one. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Great scripture. Ashar, you there, bro? Any last words? All right, Shalom Yasra. Welcome to the live. I mean, thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around in the midst of all the technical issues with this stupid app. I don't think we're gonna be using this again, but thanks for being here. I hope you guys learned something. We always bring out something new, or at least we try to bring out something new each one of our lives. But we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share our videos. Brothers that that have been following what we teach. There's other lessons that we have on our YouTube channel. You guys can scroll down. We have lessons where we break down how Christ was not a black man, how Adam was not a black man. We have other lessons where we teach about the what is a real mamzer, what is a mamzer. We have other lessons where we go into the history of how one was began. We have other lessons where we break down how the 12 tribes never began as Negroes. We have other lessons to show that the 12 tribes, the Jews are not black. We have lessons of showing how King David didn't have woolly hair, and so on and so forth. We have lessons in Spanish where we teach about the true understanding or the history of Halloween. We go into Thanksgiving, we break down the New Year, and so on and so forth. So we have all the lessons down in our channel that you brothers can share with the people. And don't forget to subscribe. But other than that, Shalom Yasra. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sticking around in the midst of all the chaos and the difficult with technical issues with this software. But other than that, you brothers have a great one. Have a great week. And we'll see you at the next one, the next live. Shalom Yasra. Barakatan.